most difficult part about going up against that defense?
The most what? Sorry.
Difficult part about going up against that defense?
Yeah, they were sound in what they did. I feel like they did a good job all around. Starting with their front. The guys in their secondary, they did a good job just all around. And so, they're a good team in general. When they had the momentum, they kept it rolling. Felt like there was just like some tight windows and stuff. Not a lot of room for error in terms of my decision making and stuff. So, but overall, they did a good job. They came ready to play.
Was the first one the one you wanted back the most?
Yeah, I mean that starts it off. Obviously we were rolling. We had the momentum. Had some really big plays on that drive, and then I throw the ball like that to end the momentum that we had. So for me, yeah, that definitely hurt. Wish I had it back. I wish I would have progressed and just checked it down and kept the drive alive. So definitely got to learn from it.
What did you not see? To explain it to a layman, what did you not see on that play? That
I saw Debo flash a little bit, and in that play, if we had quarters with two high safety, Debo wasn't necessarily a thought. I'm supposed to progress, and so I thought I saw some space early on, and I threw it late, and then the safety made a play and picked it off. So clear as day on me. I got to progress. So.
The third interception, the one trying to get to Kittle. Are you aware of the flags that were on the field at that point, or are you just still trying to make it?
Yeah, I saw some flags thrown, as I was scrambling and stuff. Not exactly sure of what or who it was on, and so my mind was trying to make a play. And honestly, I can't make a bad play worse. I have to know that that's on us in terms of the flag. Just by some body languages of our O-line and things like that. I did see that. So for me to throw across my body and back in the middle of the field with a guy on George, that's very dumb of me. So I've got to throw the ball away and live to fight another play and punt and be willing to punt. So that's something I got to learn from in the hard way.
What do you do to shake this off?
Yeah, I mean, it's the NFL. We have some opportunities coming up. And we still got 2 games left in the regular season before we get into playoffs. And so for me, trying to look at the big picture of what we're trying to do, what our team goals are. But at the same time, man, I have to look myself in the mirror and ask myself why or how that happened and why I made those decisions. And so our team came ready to play. And, for me to make some decisions like that, it pains me, and it's not fair to these guys. So I have to realize that and understand that, and I have to get better for my team. So.
Was the stinger, did it seem similar to what you experienced in Arizona, and how concerning is that?
Yeah, I mean, I played the whole game fine, not thinking about it or anything. It wasn't even a thing. And, just the way I got tackled on that play, it sort of just lit up again just like last week. So I had to go through the whole, protocol process on the tent again and everything like that. So that's just sort of just how it went down. So.
When you talked to Kyle, were you saying I can come back in, or what was that discussion?
Yeah, I mean, we had talked about just the scenario of the game, where we were at. Just got a stinger, and my arm was coming back, feeling normal and whatnot. And so he was just like, where we're at in the game. Sam had gone in and scored, and he goes, for right now, we're just going to go with Sam, just by how things are going. And we didn't want anything else popping up with the stinger and all that kind of stuff. But it was just where we were at situationally. So Sam was doing good, and we rolled with him.
You've been so good for so long, so many weeks. When this happens, as it's happening, does it feel different? I mean, you've been so even-keeled while it's been so high. What is the mindset as things are kind of tumbling away?
Yeah, for me, it's like, I got to ask myself, all right, like, who are you? What do you stand for? Who are you when things are good? Who are you when things don't go your way? It's easy to, be riding the high and thinking you're the man when things are going well, winning games and all that kind of stuff, and you don't really see, a whole lot of adversity in some games and whatnot. And, this is the reality of the NFL. And so for myself, I obviously have to look myself in the mirror, watch the plays where I need to get better, make some cleaner decisions, help my team, put up points and score and protect the ball. And when things don't go my way, it's, understanding, I can't be acting out. I have to be real with myself and be better. But I want to be the same guy every day, be consistent in what I do and how I do things, whether things are going well or not. I know who I am, and I'm not going to waver in that. So I've said that before, and I'll continue to hang my hat on that.
Just to be clear on the stinger, did it dissipate pretty quickly like it did last week, or are you still feeling it right now?
No, yeah, it did. Eventually, over time, it had gone away, and at first it was just on fire and whatnot, and but over time, just like last week, it came back. So, correct, yeah.
Brock, as you mentioned, learning how to be able to take a punt. Is that a challenge for you to be able to say, okay, be more conservative and allow the offense to punt in the situation?
Yeah. I think it's, easier to do so when, you don't have that many turnovers going on, or the game, is a close game and whatnot. But, when things are, in my mind of, all right, you've messed up a couple times. I got to find a way to make a play. Like, that's where I think I have to grow and be willing. Like I said, a bad play happens, just throw the ball away, punt the ball. The game's still manageable to come back, and those are things I have to get better at and understand. So, yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
What was this game like for the offense? Kind of the problems that the Ravens posed for you and Brock before that?
Yeah, obviously a really good defense, really good scheme, and then, they have a really good offense as well. So, I think, we just got to look ourselves in the mirror and figure out what we can do better.
The intermediate game over the middle is usually a bread and butter for you guys. You've got those two good linebackers. Does that affect things? Is that not as much an option in this game?
Yeah, they're backers, and like I said, their entire defense did a really good job. But there's always ways that we can find a way to move the ball and that way. So, yeah.
You guys are always talking on the sideline every time you come off the field. Did you see any difference in Brock at all? Did he seem frustrated, or is it just the same guy that we always see?
No, Brock's always very poised, very mature, and he always has that next play, next drive mentality. Yeah.
How did it feel? Your first extended action in this game after a while. It's been a while. So how did you feel out there? The operation of it?
Yeah, the operation felt great. Obviously would have liked to get that last drive in the end zone, and tough to take a sack there on that third down and leave you with a tough fourth down try at getting a touchdown. So, but yeah, I thought could have done some things better, but overall the operation, was pretty good. All right, thanks, guys.
Merry Christmas.
Put this one in perspective.
Yeah, mixed emotions about it, honestly. We know the recipe for winning football games for our team. Like, we got to take the ball away on defense. We didn't take the ball away. We got to protect the ball on offense. We gave it away. So when you do that, that's how you lose games, And so even through all of that, had we scored on that last drive, we would have been within one score and had a chance. But right at that point, it's like, man, you're grasping to try to find a way back in the game. But we didn't execute. They were the better team today.
At the half, you're only down 4 despite being -3 in turnover margin. Are you happy about that in that moment, or are you regretting hey, we had opportunities to really get a big lead here if we didn't have to
Both. I think obviously we have to have a way better start to the game in the first half as a team, and then in the second half, even if they do get the ball on defense, we can't let them score touchdowns. We got to find a way to either get the ball back or settle for 3, and we didn't do that in the second half. We just didn't play it good enough to win the game.
Well, there was at one point, you and Dre and Nick were having a talk on the sideline early on, trying to figure out things. What was that about? Just trying to solve what Lamar was doing offensively?
I can't remember exactly what we were talking about, but we came into the game saying we had to stop the run, and I feel like we did that in a big way early on. Lamar made some big plays with his legs and extending some plays. and we knew that he was going to get his. We just had to get ours, and we didn't today. We had to find a way to take the ball away to get us back in that game. We just couldn't do it.
This big picture, you guys came in here controlling your own destiny. You still do. So what's the mindset of now on a short week getting ready to go to DC?
The mindset is you can't let one turn into two. You gotta wipe this one, learn from it, of course. Watch the tape hard, be honest with yourself, but you gotta get back to work. Get right back to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't let this, affect our confidence as a team. We know who we are. We gotta come back on a short week and go on the road in a big game and find a way to win one game.
Just one of those examples where this sport can just humble you at any time.
Absolutely. That's it. Merry Christmas.
In the back. Mary Chrysler. Why is there?
How do you feel after this game? The 5 takeaways, obviously, or giveaways were pretty key, but just how do you leave this game feeling?
Well, no, it's kind of crazy. I felt really bad during the game, like, a lot of turnovers and putting our defense in horrible situations constantly. They still did a good job, held them to a couple field goals. And then at the very end, it's like we score a touchdown, Ronnie scores, and then we're going down again. It's like, hey, there's 4 minutes left, football, anything can happen. So proud of the way the team fought at the end. Proud of Sam coming in and, throwing some darts. Overall, yeah, we got our tails kicked in, on Christmas Day, national television, so it's not really fun. But it's one game, and we have an opportunity to, short week, go get another win. Then it's just, hey, got to win the next one too. So it's on us. Disappointing, but it's not like the building's on fire and like that. Like, sometimes the ball doesn't bounce your way. A lot of tips. There are a lot of crazy stuff happened. So not incredibly angry right now, just disappointed, but I still think we have a pretty good football team.
You haven't seen Brock have a game like this with, tips, whatever, but 4 interceptions. What was it like kind of seeing it happen, and how did you think he handled it all?
I think Brock's fantastic still. Just his mindset and, handling it, like, stuff happens. They make plays. They're very good. They're the 1 seed in the AFC for a reason. They're guys that get paid to make plays too, and so they had our number tonight. I just kept telling Brock, just keep slinging it, man. We're a 1 seed in the NFC for a reason, because you sling the ball, you get it to our playmakers in space, and they had a great game plan against us tonight. They had a lot of great, those turnovers are huge, and I don't know what else to say besides when you have, the last turnover is what it is at the end of the game, but when you have 3 turnovers in the first half, it's just tough. And, that they're not all on Brock, but it's just hard to win.
You're -3 at halftime, but only down 4.
That's cool, right?
Yeah, what's the thought process going in the second half? Like,
Thought process was we got the ball, go down and score, but unfortunately we went 3 and out. Pretty sure we punted, then had a penalty, so basically gave them the ball at the 50-yard line. And, that's basically a turnover in itself, so that's tough. I do love Mitch getting a hit in, though, so I'm proud of him for that. Probably not the best time for it, but I love it when my punter's physical. But, yeah, it just we did have a chance there at, going in, 3 turnovers but down 4. But once we did that, they scored, and then I'm pretty sure we had another turnover. They scored again. You're like, okay, well, we're going to have to be pretty clean here on out. And unfortunately, we weren't until, we had a good drive down there to get one more touchdown, but we weren't really in a rhythm tonight.
You definitely had, the team had some explosives. You had one early on.
I felt fast. Did I look fast? Thank you. I know. I think I maybe kept it outside. I don't know. I got to see it.
Was there anything, though, that defense was doing differently than you haven't seen? Was the middle a little more covered than normal? What do you think you'd say generally?
I think looking at it, they did a really good job. Like, the first couple series, they came out and just had different defensive fronts the whole time. And so, you're trying to go against nickel, you're going against base, 5 down, 4 down. You're trying to call the right play to go against those things. and I think we're doing a pretty good job with that, but that is difficult, and I don't know if that, hurt our rhythm at all like that. But, yeah, I mean, I'm going to give them credit. They won the game, for forcing 5 turnovers. But, I mean, at the end of the we weren't allowed to really run our entire offense just because we had so many turnovers, especially there in the third quarter. But, yeah, I think, they obviously did a great job of taking away our middle stuff. Anybody else?
What part of this game just surprised you the most? What you guys prepared for, what you practiced, what you thought would happen to what happened tonight?
Well, I think the NFL scriptwriters did a great job tonight. I've never seen Brock Purdy throw 4 interceptions before. Like our team does a great job. Our defense, fought their tails off every time we, put them in a bad spot. I don't feel like I've been a part of a 5 turnover game since like 2018. So it's just surprising, I guess, when I look up and, the one where they had the corner blitz and got tipped for an interception. I'm run blocking. I'm just like, why is Brock Purdy making a tackle right now? So, just stuff like that. You just don't see it very often, and, that's the game of football. Sometimes the ball just doesn't bounce your way, and, hey, what are you going to do? You're going to dwell on it, or you're going to move on and go try to kick someone else's ass? Thanks, guys.
Mm-hmm.